Welcome to another episode of
The Hot
Seat.
Pod.
I like that. A little like emphasis.
Yeah.
I'm lucky you took over there because I was about to go into ball. I was gonna hit that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wrong pod.
All right, different pod. My bad. That's on me, Coach. Welcome to the Hot Seat Podcast, your favorite football podcast in the world. I'm your host, Anthony. Across the table, I got my dog, homie, third grade, jabroni.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in the building.
Big dub. You already know, man. We got a little bit to talk about, man. We're all kind of building up to next week where we should have a live draft or a live stream for the NFL draft. So if that interests you, be ready for that. Make sure you guys are subscribing, hitting that bell. We're trying to take this YouTube content a little more serious, a little more longer videos. We get 4 videos dropping a week now on YouTube, man. So make sure you guys like, sub, follow on those, and keep showing the love you guys have been showing, man. You guys have been eating, so that's feeding our families. So thank you. Well, what do you got to tell the people, man?
What do I got to tell the people? You know, there's a few things that have been happening last couple of weeks. We'll be kind of going over my Broncos a little bit, as well as, kind of where the Vikings stand at the moment as well with the draft, as well as some things with the Eagles as well. So pretty excited to dive a little deeper on that. And with that being said, let's first talk about some things with Corn Sun.
I'm gonna let you kind of take the floor for this because I feel like if you weren't a Broncos fan, we probably wouldn't talk about this. But
for sure not.
I want your take. I want your opinion on how you're feeling right now as a Broncos fan. You know.
Yeah. So just to kind of give it a rundown, this last Monday, Cortland Sutton didn't report to the workouts at the Broncos facility because he's seeking a new contract. And I saw this happen. I saw the news broke out.
You saw it. You were there.
Yeah, I was there. I was there right when it happened. First in line.
You were the first person to be like, "Hold up, where's Cortland?"
Yeah. I was looking for him all over on the field, but I couldn't find him. But yeah. So obviously this strikes concern. If we're gonna trade him, if we're gonna give him a new contract, I think we'll probably end up paying him just because how long he's been with us, with the team. But I feel like at this time and stage, like where the Broncos are right now, I think we should just trade him. Unfortunately, we're at like a stage where we're in a really weird position. I don't know.
I thought he was younger than 28. I feel like every time we talked about him, I've always thought he was older.
Yeah.
And then I looked him up, and I was like, oh, shit, he's younger. And then last time we talked about him, I don't know. I didn't know he was 28. I thought he was like 24, 25.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, so he's been in the league for a little bit. 28 still young. That's like kind of prime time for receiver age. But, yeah, I feel like at this time, like where we're at, we should probably trade him now since like his value is still high just from his last season. And unfortunately, we're just at a weird position. We still need a quarterback. We're not even sure if we're gonna get a quarterback in the draft. At least like like someone that we're looking for. But we'll probably end up paying him like something.
So you want them to trade him, or you want them to get rid of him?
If I were the GM, I would trade him.
Really? Okay, I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Okay.
I feel like what we saw last year from Bryce Young tells a lot. Like where these young QBs need a receiver, and if they draft a quarterback at their position right now, worst case scenario, they get the QB 6 in the draft, which is probably Bo Nix or Penix.
Yeah.
And that's worst case. I think if you have a dude like that, you kind of want to make him look as good as you can for a QB 6 in the draft. So I think like keeping Sutton, even though like you guys have Josh Reynolds, I don't think Marvin Mims is the type of dude to make your quarterback look better though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean when I say in regards to trade, I feel like there's a lot of options where he could go. I think potentially kind of like what we went over
Houston.
a couple of videos ago. No, not Houston. I'm saying like there's a lot of other receivers that are on other teams that are looking for trades too,
Okay.
So I'm saying like, possibly You know, if we could trade, let's just say out of the blue, you know, Sun to like the Niners for like Ayuk or something. That's just like I'm just like throwing it out there, but you know, could be a possibility. Like that could be an option. We trade a receiver for a receiver, maybe throw in a couple picks in there too.
Ayuk. What about like I'm trying to look at the draft board, right?
Yeah.
Like where you guys could trade and like get a dude back, but also like go up. Like what if the there's no real options now that I think about it. What like who's the Bears number 2? They still got Darnell Mooney? I don't think so, huh?
Bears number 2. They got DJ Moore. They got Kenyon Allen. I don't think they have Mooney anymore. I think
Tyler
Mooney's on
Scott.
the Falcons now.
Yeah, you're right. They got Tyler Scott. Or what about this might be a reach, but if like let's say the Titans were like, all right, we'll give you Hopkins and number 7 for Sutton and 12. Would you do that?
Hopkins. That's not bad, but I don't know if I want to go older at receiver though.
Okay. I just think you definitely go older at receiver there, but then you don't have to worry about the Vikings pick, worry about the I guess you kind of only move up one quarterback
But
spot.
the thing is, and I guess we'll talk about it later on too. But like, I don't want to draft McCarthy, and I feel like McCarthy will be the next quarterback available.
Yeah,
so it's
if
like
you trade up.
Yeah, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong with his future. So
You're never wrong.
Yeah,
You're never wrong till you're right.
exactly.
What do you think if they end up trading Sutton? If they end up trading Sutton, then you got Josh Reynolds and Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
You think that's like a good enough core for a young quarterback, or like
Fuck
you
no.
need another dude?
We need another one for sure. I mean, maybe we get maybe we draft one.
What if they get Odell Sutton?
I think Odell's
That's
done.
nasty.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard, man. It's hard. It's a tough state. I mean, if it really comes down to it, like if we really can't get anything for Son, then we can keep him. We could pay him, you know.
Yeah.
We could like keep him for a few years and then trade him. But I just feel like his value is so high right now that we could get like a steal, you know.
Not from the Texans. Even though we'll take them.
Yeah.
You feel good about the Broncos right now? It kind of sucks because like you see all those like all the crap about them like I've missed the playoffs for so long and stuff like that. And then you go into this and it's also like,
dude, yeah. Since Manning, man. Since Manning.
Since the bowl.
Dude, I feel like we were like ever since Manning, obviously we went through like a downhill. The last few years, like, you know, I feel like we were going like this, a little dip, like this, and then a fucking huge drop, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at right now. I feel like we're like in destruction mode.
You guys are like just past Sertan.
Dude, yeah, and that leads me to my other thing is, you know, news actually came out that Sertan almost got traded last year, mid-season to and they were talking with the Niners and the Eagles. So
Eagles would be fire.
Eagles would be disgusting. I would hate Christian forever. Dude, but yeah, so I mean, that came out and I was like, fuck, like, so they're actually, I mean, I knew like everyone was pretty much like up for sale, you know. But you know, just like the thought of that coming out was like, man, like I don't know where we're at right now. Like it's really just like rebuild season, you know.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. When we do our bet, bro, you might have to pick a new team. Like, like you guys are probably gonna be the worst team in the league next year.
It really just depends where the draft goes, you know. But I don't want to say worst team.
What if we do? I'm trying to look at these teams right now. What if we do you guys versus the Patriots? Would you take that bet?
Like right now, like whatever our team is right now.
Or maybe we could wait till after the draft.
Yeah.
But like, would you take that right now?
Right
I'm not
now?
offering it right now.
Well, I know the Patriots are gonna probably take a quarterback.
But is that quarterback gonna throw on Pat Surtain?
No. I might take it.
Yeah.
I might take the Patriots.
What about the Chargers?
The Chargers? Oh. I don't know. They have a
Herbert will win you some games.
they're in an interesting position. I probably wouldn't take the Chargers.
That's kind of another thing, like, with what these what the Broncos have, like drafting a quarterback right now. I don't know if they should do it anymore. Like, you could probably take a good skill position player and build, like, and next year, like, now you, like, what's good about getting rid of Russell Wilson, as much as, like, I know you liked him, like, now you kind of could really start to rebuild.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, you don't have to take the quarterback this year. You could kind of slowly, like, transition into a new era, and, like, they could build a team that's, like, one of those teams where it's, like, they got all these dudes now. What if they got a quarterback?
Yeah.
Similar to how they were before they got Russell Wilson. But I think it's good, the direction that, like, now they finally have a direction. You never want to be middle of the pack in sports.
Yeah.
You always want to be either, like, good or bad. And the Broncos are going to be bad next year, but it's going to lead to potentially the playoffs in the next 20 years.
20 years? Fuck. Hope I'm still alive then. No, I mean, honestly, that makes totally sense. You know, we've seen a lot of teams do that. You know, your Texans.
Yeah.
They've done that.
Yeah.
And just, they just, you know, basically just pick the best available in the draft and wait for another draft to see their selection is even higher to pick a quarterback. So I could agree on that, honestly. It's just gonna suck, man. I'm just not gonna like NFL for a while.
No Bronco games?
No Bronco games, man. I'm just be sitting in the corner and, you know, just praying.
Dolphins would put up 90 on you guys next year.
Fuck. They could probably go triple digits now.
Fuck it, we ball. Next topic, I guess we could transition to it. Should the Vikings trade up? I feel like that's like the number one NFL news right now. Like, that's kind of what everyone's talking about. What would you do if you're the Vikings? All that.
Yeah.
I feel like we both talked about on the show our J.J. McCarthy slander. So when asked the question, should the Vikings trade up, I say not for Zach Wilson.
That's exactly my answer too. But I think out of all of us, like obviously it's kind of between us, Vikings, and probably like Raiders, right?
Yeah, that 11, 12, 13 spots.
Yeah, so out of all of us, I feel like the Vikings have more of like the perfect trade package to move up, just because they have 11th and 23rd in the first round. So they have like the options, the package deal to move up to a spot. So it's very likely they do, honestly. And then they go get McCarthy, which I'm totally fine with, honestly. So they can snag him.
I just don't get why they'd move up if they have they're ahead of you guys and they're ahead of the Raiders. You know, are you gonna trade up to past the Giants? That's the only team that could really draft a quarterback. And I really think the trade up's only worth it if the Pats don't draft a quarterback. And right now they're plus 2,200 to draft Marvin Harrison. So that means more than likely they're gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of doesn't make sense because you're probably gonna end up with JJ or Bo anyway.
Unless us or Las Vegas whips out,
a train.
A train.
A train?
You said a train?
I thought you said a train. They run a train on the
magic.
Fuck it, they just run it up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, we could pull something out of our ass. The Raiders could too, so.
We all could.
Yeah, so I think that's honestly what trading up is for, is just securing that spot.
Yeah.
And, you can never really count the Giants out either. There's been a lot of mock drafts where they take a QB too. So
I think they're gonna take a QB now. Like
the Giants?
Yeah, I'm pretty locked in on it. I feel
really?
Like. Even though I'm gonna keep saying it. I love Daniel Jones. I know everyone wants to shit on me loving Daniel Jones. Did you see the Daniel Jones clip I'll put on TikTok?
Which one?
Of me saying he hasn't had a fair chance.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
Did I compare Daniel Jones' ability to Patrick Mahomes?
Did you?
Did you? And even if you don't remember, does that sound like some shit I would say?
No, No.
Because that's what people in the comments were saying.
That's wild. That's a wild thing to say.
I would never say that. Daniel Jones, I just think he's like not bad.
Yeah.
But back to kind of what we were talking about. If the Vikings were to trade up, who should they trade up with? I put the Chargers or the Cardinals pick. I think that's like the chance to get past the Giants, obviously, but I just don't think it's realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone's talking about, if they were to trade up, it'd be the Cardinals or Chargers pick. I feel like between the two, I would say the Cardinals, just because the Chargers, like, their receiver core is ass right now. They got Quentin Johnston as their receiver one. So they desperately need a receiver core. But I was talking to one of my my friends. He's a Chargers fan, and he said that he doesn't mind moving back either, because honestly, like, and this is a really deep receiver class too.
Yes.
So it wouldn't really hurt if they moved back too.
Especially if they get both of the Vikings picks. I'm just trying to
two receivers.
Yeah, exactly. You don't gotta rock out with what's his name, Quentin Johnson anymore.
Yeah.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
This has the Jets trading up to 5. What the fuck?
Jets.
Yeah, I do not get that. But let's say hypothetically that they could the Chargers could trade back, draft Joe Alt, and then draft a receiver at 23.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Think they'd be well off. But they could end up with, this has Brian Thomas and Xavier Worthy or something like that. And then that's a really good young big three. I mean,
solid.
I could count out Quentin Johnston, but with those three guys, Quentin Johnston doesn't have to do as much either. Yeah. Because, okay, I keep doing this where I defend shitty players. But as bad as Quentin Johnston is, a lot of the clips of him dropping, big catches were big catches, And it's he's still a rookie at the end of the day. Why is he in those situations where Quentin Johnston has to make the game-winning play for you? No, and again, I don't believe in him. I don't think
shit on you now.
Yeah, they're gonna shit on me for that one. I don't believe in him like that. But I'm just saying, why would you put in Quentin Johnston to make your game-winning play?
Okay.
Or make the play that's supposed to turn the game around, momentum shift plays.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just Quentin Johnston too. They got Joshua Palmer.
J. Palm. How old is he, bro? He could either be 23 or 40.
Yeah. I want to say.
I'm going to say 26.
I want to say 20. Yeah, I was going to say 26.
We fucking no ball. Let's see this. 24. R.I.P. to Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Where would you say they could trade up? Or
yeah, so it's really just between the Cardinals and Chargers, honestly. Can't really. Fuck. Who's the receiver room for the Cardinals? I'm blanking out.
Michael
right now.
Wilson.
Yeah, Michael Wilson. He's solid.
I could look it up. They lost Hollywood.
Yeah, I know they got Trey McBride. He's on the come up.
Yes.
So
is Michael Wilson their wide receiver?
Backfield too.
Michael Wilson is bro. You are not blanking. This wide receiver room is ass. Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Chris Moore, Zach Pascal.
Yeah, that's pretty ass.
That is terrible.
Hey, Greg Dortch.
The Dortch?
You don't know about Dortch? Okay, so yeah, I mean they're looking for a receiver too. So these two teams, but it could be the same kind of thing. They trade back, draft 2 really solid receivers, or draft a lineman and then there's a solid receiver too. So I feel like those two are up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely. We don't really need to talk about who's the comparison, but do you think any other team needs to trade up, or what other teams? Would you not? You're not a fan of the Broncos trading up?
For McCarthy, no.
What if you trade up for Neighbors? Would you trade up to 5-6 for Neighbors? Well, the Cardinals.
See, I'm thinking about what you said. Okay, building a franchise without needing to take a quarterback first. And Neighbors is a generational talent. That's like Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
So maybe, take him this draft, tank next season, get a really high pick.
Exactly.
Draft a quarterback.
Or you just pick up a quarterback again, run it back. You know,
Yeah.
like the next. There's always gonna be a Russell Wilson, like a dude like that becomes available.
Yeah.
Like let's say hypothetically the Patriots draft Marvin Harrison again, and that's my dream scenario. I'm just gonna put that out there. No homo.
Dude, that's the shake it. That's a shake it scenario.
I'll shake it. I'll shake it. All right. Yeah. But let's just say that happens now. Like the Cardinals at 4, maybe they're not as high on Malik Neighbors. Would you give up Sutton in your pick for Malik Neighbors? You're thinking about that?
Son and my pick.
Yeah,
For
Sutton.
Neighbors.
Yeah, for number 4. Or Rome or whoever.
If we get Neighbors, yeah, I think so.
What about Rome?
Rome? I mean, Neighbors and Rome, they're like 1A, 1B for me. So
Same tier?
same answer. Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the rest of this draft. Let me see who else is on here. I just had this shit pulled up. Just alcohol, bruh. You like? Do you see the video? What about Joe Alt?
Joe Alt?
Yeah, would you
No,
trade up
bruh.
for Joe Alt?
Not trading up for Joe Alt.
Would you trade up for Big Joe?
Big Joe?
Big Joe. What about?
Bro, I'll be damned if we trade up for a lineman.
Y'all got bigger issues than Joe Alt, dog. What were we even talking about? I think the Raiders need to trade up, bro. Like desperately, because if they don't trade up, then you're stuck with the QB 7, bro. Like Spencer Rattler,
Spencer Rattler in Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. And they're not gonna take him at 13, obviously.
Yeah.
So you could lose the opportunity to draft him later in the draft, unless they want to rock out with O'Connell or Minshew next year. But fuck that. I'd be pissed. I'll be damned. The last thing we had on this, is it worth trading up based on the NFL's value of JJ? Like, I know we
NFL's
look
value?
at, like, JJ is, like, Zach Wilson, but there's some teams that are looking like JJ like he's going to be the next, like, face of the league type player.
Yeah.
Which I don't get. You know what would be crazy, bro? If JJ becomes the next Mahomes. And, like, we would look like such jackasses.
Dude.
Every week coming on here shitting on him.
I would retire from football if that happens.
I put out a 2-page apology.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people would apologize, and I'll be damned.
He might be the most like polarizing prospect in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we don't really know.
Yeah,
but
I could agree.
I think if he's gonna be like the face of the league type shit, then I think he's worth trading up for.
For sure, yeah. I would say the same thing too.
Yeah.
If their analysis were like as high as it actually is, then yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would want our team to trade up too.
You'd want the Broncos to land him?
Yeah. I'll land us to land Joe Alt.
Big Joe. All right, let's talk about Devonta Smith. 3 years, 75 M's. That was his
75
recent
M's,
extension.
man.
And you know how we got to start this off, man? We're going to play a little game. Devonta Smith just got signed for 3 years. So these receivers I'm listing, I want you to tell me who you taking, Devonta Smith or these guys for the next 3 years.
For next 3 years? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Like just saying they're on the same team and everything?
Yeah, same situation.
Okay.
Nico Collins.
Fuck. Devontae. I think, yeah.
I don't have as many here, so you could break it down if you want. If you feel a type of way, you want to tell me how you feel, tell me how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, in his situation, the receiver room is so like deep right now. So I think Diggs will probably stay there for a few more years.
Yeah.
Actually, he's kind of like a rental, honestly, when I look at it.
Yeah, we restructured him.
Like a 1 year rental.
Uh-huh.
I would still take Smith though.
Okay.
I think he has a lot more upside.
What about Ayuk?
Well, the thing is, like, in his situation, he's like, he requests or like he's like looking for another team. If he stays in the Niners.
Nah, I'm saying you got them both on the Broncos.
Got them both on the Broncos.
So you got Ayuk. You could have Ayuk or you could have Devonta Smith. Who you having?
Give me Devontae.
Okay. Why?
I mean, I just like Devontae's play style. I think he's fast, agile receiver. Um, you know, and he's been behind like AJ Brown. He's learned a lot, even though they're different, really just different receivers when it comes to that point. I think Devontae's like sky. I think he has more like upside, honestly.
I'm not gonna say you're right or wrong, but I think Ayuk is playing at his best. Like Devonta Smith, we don't really know if he's gonna be better or worse than Ayuk.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what about Debo?
Debo, Devontae.
Okay.
I would take Ayuk over Debo. So.
Yeah, I should have said Debo first. Hey, that's on me. DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Oh,
A little toughy.
that's tough, man. I like DJ Moore.
Go DJ.
And he did solid last year with Justin Fields.
Remember the game we watched where DJ won me my fantasy league against the
Yeah.
Commanders? That shit was lit.
Bro dropped like 50 fantasy points or
Yes.
something like that. So yeah, I think DJ Moore,
Okay. What about Michael Pittman?
Devontae Smith,
Okay. Last guy I have, DK.
DK. Give me DK.
Why?
I like DK's kind of like AJ Brown, and I think within the next 3 years I would still take AJ Brown. So similar body type, similar play style. I just like that physical receiver.
Like when they get physical with you, huh?
I like it. I like it when they get aggressive. But chill. Yeah, I like DK. There's a reason why he's a receiver one in Seattle. So
With Lockett too, like Lockett,
yeah,
the dog too. I
Yeah.
was gonna put Lockett on here.
yeah.
Would you-
And then actually, like when you just say that, like when you compare like kind of DK and Lockett and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, it's almost kind of like the same kind of duo. They like,
Except
DK
age is
AJ
flipped.
Huh?
Except age is flipped.
Yeah. I mean, Devontae's not much younger than AJ Brown. AJ Brown's only 26.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was just looking at that actually.
I don't know why I thought he was way older.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna trust you. I
So-
was about to Google it. Let's kind of do the same thing with these duos, okay? Because I got 4 duos that I feel like you could argue are better than Devonta Smith and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the highest paid wide receiver duo in the NFL, Devonta Smith and AJ. So
Yeah.
would you pay Tyreek and Waddle or Devonta Smith and AJ?
I'd probably say Devontae and AJ.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually think there's another duo that I actually would take over that.
Wait, I got 4 duos on here. So
Okay.
let me give you mine, and then
Okay.
if I don't have it on here, let me know.
Okay.
What about Nico and Diggs?
Nico and Diggs? I'd take Devontae and AJ still.
Damn, Ayuk and Debo,
Devontae and AJ.
Jamar and T.
See, they're my second. They're my second duo. I would still take Devontae and AJ, but that's a lot closer than everyone
Okay.
else.
Then who's your number 1? Those are the 4 I had.
Oh no, Devontae and AJ, they're my number 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they'll be the best next season.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I feel like Waddle's ass, but Tyreek definitely carries. Not ass, but
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just feel like AJ and Devontae, they're the more balanced duo when it comes to like, wide receiver skills and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Jamar Chase and Higgins are like right under there too.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like
But the jump between Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is like so big, So.
and I feel like like you said, like they kind of give you different looks. Like you got to have a type build to match up against AJ, and you have to have a type build to match up against Devontae. And if you don't really have, like, if you have one or the other, then the other dude's gonna torch you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. You think Devontae pivots to like that wide receiver 1 role next season?
See, I said this last year. I said that he would.
I remember that.
Yeah, I know. And
That's crazy. We've been doing this for a minute.
I know we've been doing this for a minute, man. Time flies. I don't think so yet.
Nah.
I don't think so. I think give it like maybe like a year or 2 more, maybe 2 years.
I think, I would have said yeah, but you saying AJ is 26 kind of makes me feel a type of way because Now, like Devonta's what 24?
He's 25.
25. Like they're like damn near the same age.
Yeah, I know.
I knew he was in college for a while. But I just my only thing with Devonta is when Devonta looks good, like he looks top 10 receiver good, and when he looks bad, he looks like a cone. Like he's not really out there doing nothing. You know, he's just standing, going out, getting his cardio. So I think that's could be a problem for a wide receiver one. Like we've seen that a lot with the Bills, where Diggs kind of disappears every once in a while.
Yeah.
And that's why, like we said, when he came to the Texans, like I like that because we give him the help. If Devonta Smith was on a team that had like a lot of good wide receivers, then I'd say he could be a 1. But the Eagles don't really have that other than AJ.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, Hurts is still going to be there, and, he feels most comfortable at AJ and receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
So he's probably going to stick with that, for as long as, like, they're going to stick together.
Yeah.
So unless it's, like, a huge, like, thing that happens to AJ Brown, like, God forbid, a major injury, I think AJ's still going to take that receiver 1 spot.
I think it could be interesting, though, if he was a wide receiver 1. Like,
yeah.
It'd be fun, I think.
Yeah.
Like, we see a lot of big games.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, usually, like, in this position, too, like, you usually see, like, the more physical receiver as the receiver 1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I see it as that. But I really like Chase and Higgins as, like, the next duo.
If he stays.
If he stays. It seems like he's going to stay now.
Yeah. He's pulling a Jonathan Taylor last year.
Yeah, so... Little JK.
JK fucking Charger?
Yeah, Dobbins. Yeah, he just signed with the Chargers.
That was fucking weird, bro. They just got the Ravens backfield now.
They basically traded with the Ravens.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
You think Devonta was an overpay?
See, if I didn't see as many like big contracts within the last like few months and like the past year, I would say so. But I feel like nowadays it's like kind of the norm.
Yeah, you think that's the norm?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like I feel like a lot of people get overpaid that we say. But then like, things like this happen, and then I feel like Devontae's a good investment too, 25 years.
Yeah, he's the youngest receiver in like the top 30, bro. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. The next receiver younger than him is Drake London, and he makes $6 million a year.
Oh shit, that's
ridiculous. Oh, Jerry Jeudy actually, 17.5, and T's 25 too. Damn, I didn't know T was that young. I think it's an overpay. I just think for a receiver like Devonta Smith, who we haven't really seen like as much out of, he hasn't really like proven he's worth 75 M's. You know?
Yeah.
He definitely can be worth that, and maybe it's one of those contracts that we look back on and we're like, yeah, they paid him early because he's definitely going to be worth this. But just from what we've seen right now, you look at the dudes like under him, like A.J. Brown's proven it, DK's proven it, Debo's proven it, Pittman's proven he could be a receiver 1, Terry McLaurin's proven it. Calvin Ridley's on a wild contract, but he's still proven that he could be a wide receiver 1 too. Diggs, like, there's no wide receiver 2s on this list, except like you could argue Debo, but I don't think he's proven that he's a 25 M's type of player yet.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, now that you mentioned the list, it does like seem like he's like the odd man out on that. Yeah. Me personally, I probably wouldn't give him that kind of contract, but I see where the Eagles are coming from. They're just trying to secure that guy in, and they know, as long as like A.J. Brown is there, he's gonna compliment him a lot when it comes to like these game scenarios.
Especially for like how weak their wide receiver room is. Like their next dudes up are Devontae Parker and Paris Campbell. Like me personally, I don't think those are dudes that are like worthy wide receiver 3s. Like don't be surprised if they only run like 2 receiver sets and just like go super heavy out there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think that's like if you put that as a trio, that's not a strong trio.
Fuck no, that's not even top 10.
That's just a duo and a cone right there.
Yeah, so. Duos in Paris.
Duos in Paris.
But I do think like having Saquon out there definitely relieves some of that pass catching pressure off of
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts like you have other guys. But yeah, Parker and Paris. Parker and Paris.
Parker and Paris. Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like Quez Watkins was a better receiver 3.
Dude, fucking Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
He was good last year with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not good with the Eagles.
Bring Odell, bro. I just want to see Odell somewhere, bro.
You know who'd be kind of sneaky as a wide receiver 3?
Huh?
Who's been a wide receiver 3 before?
Who?
Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be solid because he's been in that situation before, you know.
Yeah.
And then he's just falling into another team that's looking for a good Super Bowl playoff run.
You know who else I would like here? Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
I know they pick at 22. They should probably go defense. But you draft Xavier Worthy, bro. Now you got
that'd be nasty.
That's the most electric offense in the NFL. Maybe in NFL history, bro.
Fuck.
Hurts, Saquon, Goddard, AJ, Smith, Worthy. Come on.
That's definitely up there for conversation.
Yeah. Just behind the Texans.
Okay.
We got him. What do you think his stats are going to look like next year? Devonta Smith. Like what could you see different? Last year he had around 1,100 yards, 81 receptions, 7 touchdowns in 16 games.
Honestly, this might be kind of boring. I think he kind of stays within the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he has like a big jump. Maybe a couple more touchdowns in there. But I think he kind of stays in the same kind of thing. And then it's just because you have AJ Brown there, man. And
yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna be that same kind of scenario. Maybe even less, honestly, because you have Saquon too. So you gotta have him. You gotta feed him the target share, you know.
And a tush push. They're gonna keep running that shit.
For sure.
I wonder if the tush push is as good without Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's a very I think he's a key part of that play, you know.
Yeah.
So it'll probably still work, but I don't think it'll work as much anymore.
As effective. They'll probably have Jason Kelsey go out there and teach whoever.
Yeah.
is doing it.
Maybe they sneak him in the uniform.
Just for the tush push.
Just for the tush push.
The push coach. I think he could go up to 10 touchdowns next year. Playing 16 games, add one more game on that. I think he needs to become more of an end zone threat to kind of prove he's worth this money. 1,007 isn't really 25 M's. You know? Yeah. That's kind of all I had though.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Now I'm actually thinking about it. Because they do have Saquon, so I feel like there's gonna be a lot more focus on that in the backfield, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's very hard to have a backfield that's really workload heavy, and also have 2 receivers that are in the 1,000-yard range.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of team we've seen?
Did
that kind of scenario?
Titans do this with Corey Davis?
You talking about when they had Henry, AJ Brown, and Corey Davis?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really? Let me see this. That's an interesting game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to think of some others off the top of my head. Probably that Broncos offense that had everyone.
When we had Sanders, Demaryius
when you
Thomas,
guys broke
and
every
CJ Anderson.
record.
Oh, that season? When we had Decker and Wes Welker?
Yeah.
Maybe actually. Maybe. But our running back wasn't strong, you know. We had no Sean Marino or
the GOAT.
Or Monty Ball. But I was thinking about when we had Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and CJ Anderson.
That makes sense.
I don't think CJ Anderson reached 1,000 yards or anything like that. I think he had more of a better postseason than regular season.
Bro, what year was Corey Davis?
I want to say maybe
and AJ Brown.
2018 maybe 2017.
18 was just Corey, so 19 was AJ.
Has to be 19, 19 or 20.
Or 20? I think it was with Tannehill. Okay, so AJ Brown had 1,000. Corey Davis had 600.
How much did Henry have?
Let me see.
1,500, huh?
It's probably something stupid. I'm gonna look at the year after that real quick. Okay, yeah, they had AJ had 1,075. Corey Davis had 984, and Henry had fucking 2,000 yards and 17 touchdowns.
That's wild.
Just on the ground, the fucking king, bro.
That's wild. Okay.
It could happen, but that's like a extreme.
Okay. Then I could see AJ Brown and Devonta Smith having both 1,000-yard seasons, and then Saquon just having like a, 1,000-yard, 1,200 yard season too.
What about the 2021 Bengals?
Oh shit! When they had,
You think they did it?
oh, do I think they did it?
3 players with 1,000. 2
2 receivers. I think so. Did they do it?
Let me see what the yards is looking like. Yeah, Mixon at 1,200 yards. Fucking, they almost had 3 receivers with 1,000.
No way.
Jamar had 1,400. T had 1,000. Tyler Boyd had like 830.
Oh fuck.
That's
okay.
ridiculous.
It's possible then.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah, but those are like extreme offenses, and I think the Eagles could definitely be on that, especially if they get Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd.
T Boyd. I bet I'm not even gonna look this up, but I bet the Niners did that this year too, with Ayuk, Debo, and CMC.
How many games?
Nah,
we gotta look it up.
Nah, I'm gonna look it up.
Cause didn't Debo miss some time?
Probably. Let's see. This year, Niners, they had. I feel like they just slung it a lot though.
Yeah, Brock
Oh wait, no.
loves the slants.
They almost did it with 3 people: Ayuk, Kittle, and Debo. Debo had 890. Kittle had 1,000.
Okay.
And then McCaffrey had 1,500 yards. Fucking dickhead. Yeah, I mean it could happen for sure.
Yeah, I think it will. Then I think they'll all reach 1,000. Then.
You think so this year?
For the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Should that be our bet?
You want to make that our bet? Like our bet?
Yeah, like our meal bet. I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'll think about it.
Okay. You don't trust Saquon?
I don't trust Devonta.
You don't trust Devonta?
He's inconsistent.
But he got 1,000 yards already.
But now they got Saquon.
I think we saw what the Titans did with fucking Derrick Henry.
That's true. All right. I just don't think Jalen Hurts has the arm that Ryan Tannehill has. Which is crazy to say, but I don't think so.
I don't think he needs an arm.
I think you do, bro. You got to be able to be accurate.
I mean, we already saw what he done like the last couple seasons.
I don't think he's like
he'll be
that.
fine.
I'm going to be a hater. I think Jalen Hurts is like a generational rushing quarterback.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he's got an arm like that.
I think it's enough for him to have to modernize like those 2 receivers.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
You'll see.
You'll see. I might make that bet. You guys will know by next week if I make that bet.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Hot.
Sweet.
Say it at home.
POD.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow.
Run the play.